Hello and welcome to the Luxury Lounge. That's right, every Thursday we head in the lounge, we shut the door, and we air our grievances with the world. And there's no grievance that's too big or too small or too frivolous. It is your problem, and it shall be heard. Now, if you want your complaint read on the Luxury Lounge, send it to JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. That's JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. As I've been saying in these past episodes, we are getting ahead. This is coming out in the Ides of May. I don't think that's even the saying. No, the middle of May. It's the Ides of March. Right?
I think I was going to say it's March.
Right. But this is coming out May 15th. This is middle of the month. We're heading into spring, summertime. I'm coming back from Europe, and I am doing live You Up podcasts, Chicago. If you're in Chicago, get those tickets. They're almost gone. New York, Philadelphia, Boston, DC, all You Up live. It's a different show than my stand-up show. We're doing dating app makeovers. We're taking audience questions. We play Red Flag Deal Breaker. We do deal review. We go over your text. It is a fun talk show-like experience. Now, I'm also going to be doing stand-up. I'm coming back on the road. I got all new material. Kansas City, Nashville, Stamford, Lexington, Kentucky, Charlotte, North Carolina. All that stuff is found on my website, jaredfreid.com. That's jaredfreid.com for the tickets. Very excited for today's guest. Not new to the JCU, the JTrain Cinematic Universe. You've been on the JTrain podcast.
Yes.
New to the lounge. Welcome into the lounge.
Thank you.
Adrienne Iapalucci, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
How
I didn't
are
even
you?
know this was a new one of your things.
Well, what we do is I do so much talking out of my ass about other people's dating lives. There was a point during the pandemic where you were only allowed to complain about dead people who died from COVID.
Yes.
Like, you couldn't be like, ugh, I hate the traffic, or I could.
True, yes.
Oh my God. Oh, no one was allowed to have frivolous issues.
That's true.
Because you could always get someone could climb up Moral Mountain.
That's a good way of putting that.
To let you know that your problems aren't enough, are stupid. And that's why the lounge, I built it with my bare hands. I took the wood and nails and I put together this lounge so people could come in
and complain,
air their grievances. No one would look at you and go, up. There's bigger issues. Everyone, especially on the internet. The internet is the place for that, where, it's almost like there was a thing called a humble brag. I think there's such a thing. There's an opposite to the humble brag, where it is the tragedy brag, where it's like, I have a more tragic life than you.
Yes.
So anything you talk about should be, should be shut up, and I will now get this position of I'm the more tragic person.
Right. Feel worse for me than you.
Right. There's
I understand
a comparison of problems that, like, you're never going to win. There's always someone doing worse than you.
Of course. Yes.
So we come to the lounge. As I said, we shut the door and let it fly. And you can send in yours, JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. So on Thursdays, we go to the lounge to complain. On Mondays, we give some advice. But this is where we have user-generated complaints, which
I love it.
Beautiful. I love it. And to me, the more grand the complaint, the better the complaint. Like, I do a Patreon version of this and you get guaranteed that your luxury lounge will be read. Here, we only read so many. We only have so much time. But on Patreon, patreon.com/JaredFreid, we read all the luxury lounge complaints. I also do a show called Coffee with JTrain, where I tell stories from the week. Stories that I kind of hope will be stand-up bits or be something. Yeah. I was just in Boca, and I just talked about how there were no stone crab legs at the seafood buffet.
Okay, that's a good one.
People were angry.
Were they losing their shit?
Well, because the seafood buffet is known for you're going to get stone crabs. Like, stone crabs are like an expensive high-end item.
Right.
So if you get the chance to eat as many as you want, you go,
sure.
Oh, whatever the price is, that's going to be more reasonable than...
Yes.
So people were like, we were a half hour in, there's no crabs.
So what did you do?
Shock and awe. I mean, people were... And I just...
Did you riot?
There was almost a small riot. What I love about a complaint like that is, like, everyone there was right.
Yes.
To be angry.
Of course.
But we live in this world of, that's a Karen, that you're not allowed to have any complaints unless the biggest loser on the internet deems it okay.
Right, of course.
Which is annoying.
For sure. Things are annoying. I would be annoyed if I went there.
Absolutely. I agreed. Like, it made me so happy to agree with their complaint while also knowing.
Did you just leave?
No, we ate. We had a good time. I mean, we ate.
You ate the B squad
We
stuff?
ate all the rest of the stuff and then complained the next day.
Oh, okay.
We wanted discounts on the B squad stuff
sure,
that we had,
absolutely.
even though it was a wonderful time. I want everyone to follow Adrienne.
Follow me, guys.
Adrienne Iapalucci. She's on the road. Where are you going?
So I will be in the Punchline in Sacramento, and
We have Sacramento people. They got to go see it.
go see it, Sacramento. July. It's right after the 4th of July.
Right. If you're one of those people that wants to stay indoors during the July.
Yeah, and if you don't have enough money to leave,
Right.
Sacramento, come see me at the Punchline.
What's better than that? Go to Adrienne's shows.
A lot of
at
stuff is
Adrienne
better.
Iapalucci. She's going to be in Montreal in July. I want everyone to go follow Adrienne. She's so funny. What do we were talking about going abroad.
Yes.
Do you have any abroad complaints?
Any abroad complaints?
Like, I'm going abroad right now. As they're listening to this, I have my beret on. I'm eating a baguette. I'm in Europe.
Where are you going? Which countries?
So here are the countries I'm going to. Or I have already been at this point.
Sure, yeah.
It is because you open for Louis C.K.
Yeah.
all over
Europe. Yes.
And so I went to Dublin, Belfast, London, Copenhagen, Amsterdam, Oslo, Berlin.
These are the places you've already been.
This is where I've already been.
Oh, okay.
Of those places, which did you hate the most?
Which did I hate the most out of all those places? I don't know. You didn't say anywhere that I went that I hated.
What did you hate? Give me a...
Germany.
Berlin. I was in Berlin.
No, but Berlin I liked.
Okay.
We went to another place and everyone is so nasty there. So mean.
Really?
And I don't think they're
Mean
being...
how? Do you remember what part? Was it Munich?
Munich.
That's where it was.
That's where it was, yeah.
What is it?
I don't know that they're being mean. It's just the way they talk is
Right.
very mean. And I didn't love them there. I also got sick there, too. So I had to go to the pharmacy. And at that point, it was still COVID kind of. So, like, they would really not let people in. Like, you had to do one at a time going inside. And they would just yell at you.
Right. And I guess when you're in Germany and they're being orderly, that's a little bit frightening.
They were being...
the idea of, like, in line, go, and you're like, whoa, with that accent.
They were being Nazis.
Right.
For real. Like, they're just
you're
like...
being a bit of a Nazi. That's going to be tough to say to them.
Well, I think they would take it as a compliment. I don't even think
Really?
they would... Yeah. I don't think they
Every
would...
German that I've ever met, they get a little annoyed at the Nazi joking.
In Germany, though?
I'm saying here.
That's different.
It's
That's because
different.
we're not... That's because we don't think it's great here. In Germany, I think they still think it's good.
They're like,
Thank you for
acknowledging.
complimenting us.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Is there that vibe? Now, I'm excited to go to Berlin because it's funny. Like Berlin.
I like Berlin.
You liked it.
It's very Williamsburg-esque.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, the thing about Berlin that I've noticed just from telling people I'm going, their eyes light up and they do like, it's crazy there, man.
It's
like
not crazy there.
It's not crazy. This is like, I just said, maybe it's over-sexualized dudes that are doing that. They're like, oh man, like anything goes there. There's always
I think
that,
there's like a underground sex club there that's supposed to be really good. I feel like I remember Ari.
one.
I feel like Ari talked about that once before. I don't know if it's true, but there is like a hard sex club to get into where it's like insane.
It's funny that like
I
the
did
minute
not go
someone
there.
that's their feedback, I'm like, what are you doing there? You know, like
I think people just go just to watch the craziness.
just to be at the madness and knowing that you're never going to see it again anywhere else.
I think you can also go to where the Berlin Wall was. Like, I did not do that. But
Yeah,
I think you could get like a little.
one or the other. You go to the sex room or you go to the Berlin Wall.
I think
and
you can
see
get a
piece of
pebble. You
history.
can get a pebble from the wall.
Oh, I'd love a
I don't know
piece
if
of the
that's
wall.
true or not. but-
Listen, everyone go follow Adrienne at Adrienne Iapalucci. Go follow right now. So fucking funny. Gonna be in Sacramento. Gonna be at Montreal at the Comedy Festival. Are you ready to get into complaining?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do my
I live
complaint
for
first.
it. Go.
Hit the music, Shelby. Jared, he has some problems. Jared,
Who made
he's
this?
got some issues.
You did it. You're so multi-talented.
Right, thank you.
Amazing
You know who
voice.
doesn't like this song?
Your mom?
My dad, close.
close.
My
Why?
dad thinks this is ridiculous. You know who else didn't like it? 2 people in the whole world hate this song.
And it's not your mom?
My dad
And your brother?
and a comedian was angered, visibly angry.
Eric Newman?
That's so interesting. You brought up Eric Newman. Eric Newman.
I don't
nicest
know.
guy in the world.
I know,
He
but that's why it'd be
rage.
funny if he was just like, not this song.
This is it. This is what
I
puts me
can't.
over the
I can't
edge.
stand it.
Neil Brennan's least favorite song.
Really?
Wasn't happy about it. If
Well,
you go to that episode on YouTube, it's a very funny moment when he hears this song.
What does he do?
Just he had a lot of creative disagreements with the song.
Wow.
Here's my complaint. I was
Let's
in the
get
Delta
into it.
Sky Club on Friday.
Love it already.
Delayed by my own account. I had to push back my flights because there was an opportunity that may have came up. If you listen to Coffee with JTrain, you know.
Guys, go listen because now I want to know.
You know. Well, I was asked to maybe open for Adam Sandler and Kevin James.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they were like, maybe.
Why maybe?
Well, I think it's weird to be like, hey, can you do this? And then you go, yes. And they go, okay, now we're going to find out if they want you to do this. Because I think from the agency side, they're like,
right.
I'm going to pitch a bunch of people that I can get a yes right away.
Okay.
And they'd rather disappoint me
Then disappoint
Sandler and Kevin James.
Isn't that annoying though?
That's how it goes, I guess. I think if they knew that was the case, they'd be like, oh, I feel bad.
Yeah, sure. They don't know what's happening.
It's the managers,
yeah,
it's
of
the
course.
tour managers, it's the agents, whatever. So basically I was told, push back your flight. So because I was at the airport literally ready to fly to either DC or Florida.
Okay.
Florida was my parents, where I just came from, because it didn't happen.
Right.
DC was where the show was. At about noon, they're like, I'm sorry, it's not happening. Okay, fine.
You should have called in a bomb threat to the club or whatever's the theater. Get petty.
Right. Well,
people need to know
who's
there's consequences to doing stuff like
right.
this.
Right. Well, I should have called in, listen, that comic's going to bomb.
Yeah, there's going to be a bomb also at the theater.
So I was upset, obviously, and then you go into
course.
like what would have been. You got ahead of yourself. You've opened for some major
Of course,
people.
yeah.
You know
it's disappointing.
It's disappointing. So I was like, fuck it. I'm eating everything at this lounge.
Do it.
Let's drown our sorrows in all the Delta Sky Club goodies. I go around, I start eating, and at the Delta Sky Club at LaGuardia, they did a special food thing. They're doing like theme weeks.
Okay.
So a special celebrity chef will bring one of their items and they'll do a little section of the counter. So if you walk into the Sky Club at LaGuardia, the brand new one, you walk in, you get off the escalator. If you make an immediate left, if you turn your whole body, if you go left and you go all the way around, there's a secondary food bar. And it's where you should go always, because the other food bar gets touched by everyone. This is the secondary food bar. So you get off the escalator, you make a left, and you keep turning. Okay? It'll be right in front of you. On the corner of that food bar, they did the specialty celebrity sponsored. And I guess the celebrity sponsored chef was Balbusta. It's a restaurant here in New York. And I guess this woman did the menu at the Comedy Cellar, which I had no idea.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I had no idea
That's
about
pretty
all this.
cool.
Her name's Ined, whatever. Apologies to her name.
You're going to get a lot of hate for that.
It's okay. And this food sponsor was Balbusta. She does a Mediterranean thing. So they had a chicken shawarma pita. And I'm like, I love
Of course, yeah.
a chicken shawarma pita. I want to really do it up. And I get there and there's a felt rope in front of it. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, is it closed? Is it not happening? Is it not until later?
Yeah.
And then I see that the felt rope is to let you know you're not allowed to take it.
You have to be served?
You're going to be served your chicken shawarma pita.
Okay.
Which, that's my complaint. Let us make it ourselves.
Sure.
Because I know they're trying to like sparse out and they want everyone to have some, but no. Listen, if you missed it, you'll get it next time. Knowing that there's this special chef-inspired thing, is as good as getting to try the special chef inspired thing. Because this guy behind the counter is literally putting like 2 pieces of shawarma chicken with a little bit of cabbage, with a little bit of the tahini or whatever they put in, and then he gave it to you on the plate, and I was like, I wanted to be like, no, dude, fill it up.
Yeah,
I want to go and get the chili crisp and put it on, and some of the hummus that's over there on the other side. I was ready to mix and match and really make my own thing, and I couldn't do that. And I was going to make about 5 of them. Yeah. I was going to have 5 of them.
Or you could have just had one big one.
Right.
It's like, you do not fly all over the world to get these points for them to just divvy up this little bit of shawarma.
Right. It did feel like Oliver Twist and them giving you the little tiny bit of porridge, and you had to go up and beg, can I have another pita shawarma? More? You know, I don't need to get the embarrassment.
Of course.
As a Delta, you know, again, you're right. I fly. I committed to this airline. I need this to be a partnership and not like I'm working for them still. The minute I get in that Sky Club, I should be able to take a fucking bucket and fill it with as much food as I want.
Delta needs to know that you will fly United.
At any moment.
At any moment.
I think they know I won't. That's the problem. I think they know that I am not one shawarma away from ending my relationship, a decade-long relationship with Delta.
No, but if you did form a union with the other people in this Delta lounge and you all said that, maybe they would let you take as much as you want.
Right. We should be able... How funny would it be? You walk by the Sky Club and there's people protesting outside. We want more shawarma.
A riot is always the way to go.
Always.
That is what I say.
Adrienne came on and say one thing. Call in more bomb threats and riot.
Riot anytime you can.
Right.
That is your right.
Let's go to Adrienne's complaint. Hit the music.
It's the guest's turn to complain.
So this is when Neil got very
upset.
Yeah, this is not as good as your song.
Well, he was mad because the first one went so long. He goes, I get it. Then if you watch the rest of the YouTube, if you get to this point, he didn't expect a second song. So he got really
like genuinely upset.
Shelby, wouldn't you say? Genuinely, he seemed upset.
But see, he's also at a further place in his career where he can get upset. Even if I was upset, I'd have to still act like I loved it.
Right.
Because I'm not anywhere in my career. I'm not in the Delta Lounge.
Right. He was upset in a way that his artistic integrity was bruised. But, you know, listen, to each their own. What is your complaint, Adrienne?
Can I do 2 complaints?
You can do whatever you'd like. You're in the lounge.
I also think that song is fine.
The song's good.
It doesn't.
It's
not that long. So my first complaint is that, because you brought up COVID in the beginning, my first complaint is that not enough people died during COVID because I'm still hitting way too much traffic. Right.
We need to get these people out of the way.
That's a global, where everyone, I think, is having that feeling in a big city.
Right. There are some people, you know, really moving slow, and you're like, it didn't take you. You know that
you need to be out of here.
Right.
Out of here.
This was it wasn't enough to get you out of the way.
It's not. We've really not made a dent.
No.
So that's
a lot of people.
That's my big complaint.
Okay, that's your macro complaint. Too many people. COVID should have taken out more.
Yes.
Quote,
that's been my complaint.
Adrienne Iapalucci.
That's been my complaint from the start.
Okay.
And my small complaint is I was on an airplane yesterday on Delta. And you know, at the end where everyone gets up to get their luggage.
Right.
So there's a lady that's sitting, her and her daughter are sitting like a row ahead of me, and then I'm sitting in the same row on different sides as her husband.
So you're at the same row, so across the aisle from you.
Across the aisle is her husband, and then in front of the husband is the wife and the child.
Okay, so you're across from the whole family.
I'm across from this terrible
aisle
family.
Or window?
I'm in the aisle.
So you're in the aisle, and across from you in the aisle is the husband. In front of him is his horrible wife and daughter.
Yes. Well, he's sitting by the window, but it doesn't matter. He's directly across from me.
So the horrifics are to the left of you.
Yes.
Okay.
So everyone gets up to get their luggage at the end. The wife, now her luggage is where the husband's head is, right? So like when he gets up, he could get his own luggage.
Right.
But instead of doing that, she makes somebody behind him get the luggage, and then while I'm in the aisle, she makes them put it over my head.
So, like, passing it up as
Passing
if it's
it
a
up.
baby they're saving.
It's fucking Simba or whatever from the fucking Lion King. They're Lion Kinging their fucking luggage over my fucking head.
It is insanity that there's a point where you go, just sit, wait for the people behind you to get out so that you can go back.
It was right over her husband.
Why didn't the husband get
Because
it?
I guess he didn't get up first. You know, listen, when that fucking ding goes off, whoever gets up first has the right to get out first, right? So there was the pilot that was there, and then the husband sitting near him. So they didn't get up first. So I'm there, and then the wife is in front of me with her dumb kid, and then she can't get her luggage, so she's like motioning to the guy behind me. He gets the luggage out. They pass it over my head, and I just go like, "This is ridiculous."
It's insanity.
It's insanity. And then she was like, "What?" And she was like, "What's wrong or something?" I go, "You know what's wrong.
Right.
You know you just pushed your fucking huge luggage over my head when you could have just waited."
To gain what? That's the thing.
I don't
You
know.
go, what time are you making?
What did they gain?
What did you gain? Then that's the point. There are points in my life where I go, I'm a monster. Where
Sure,
where you
we're all monsters sometimes.
We all have a monster within us. There is a point where you go, you know what? What am I done too much? And you just needed that admission from her to go, yeah, you're right. I should have just waited. This is stupid. But there's a point where she doesn't want to take the loss. She just wants to go, fuck you. I'll pass a bag over your head.
Over my head.
It's going to save me 15 seconds. I have to get home because I have a daughter. You know,
But
like
she couldn't even get home quicker. She still had to wait for her husband to fucking get out.
No, I've seen it. It is the crisis of humanity. It is the most human thing because you see these people sprint out because I got to get mine. And then they're not even...
For what?
And then they end up waiting in the hallway for their husband who's behind them. I've seen this a million times.
Also, the husband, because she took that luggage, the husband now is carrying nothing. So she takes that luggage. She says something to me because I guess she thinks I'm not going to talk back to her, but I don't give a fuck.
Right.
So she's like, what's wrong with him? So I'm like, you know what you just did.
Yeah.
So we're going further out, and then she stops to get another piece of luggage, and she turns around and smiles. I'm like, I don't care that you're getting the luggage. The problem is when it goes over my head.
Right.
That's the problem with the luggage situation.
I had to worry about getting my neck crushed.
It could have fell right on my head.
Right.
And it's just like, for what? For 5 seconds.
Right. That's the thing. What are you gaining? And you know what they're getting? The reason she's smiling at you, I got one on you. They don't want to be beat by anyone. Nobody wants to get fucked. And then that's where she's at. She's so diseased in her head anyone being ahead of her where she thinks they should have been ahead of her, where she thinks she should have been ahead of them, is a loss, and she got fucked.
I know, and then I created a whole fight in my head.
Right, of course.
Because I was hoping that she would say something about me being fat. And then I was going to say, well, if you were a little fatter, it would fill out some of your wrinkles. Like, that's what I was hoping for.
You were already two steps ahead.
I was world starring it in my head where this is going to be a fight and I'm going to blow up on World Star. Like, that was my head.
I love that you're, like, doing the shadow boxing verbally in your head.
I was so mad.
Everyone go follow Adrienne at Adrienne Iapalucci on Instagram. So funny. Going to be in Sacramento. Going to be at the Montreal Comedy Festival doing the Dirty Show, right?
Doing the Nasty Show.
The Nasty Show.
I
don't know.
I guess, right?
The
Is that what it's called?
But that's like a famous thing at the festival. It's
I guess
a huge
so, yeah.
honor. That's great.
Yeah. And then I'm going to tape a special November 11th in Austin.
Love it. So if you're out there and you are in Austin, I was just in Austin, had a great time. Where are you going to tape it?
At Rogan's place.
At the Mothership.
Yeah, at the Mothership.
I've heard of it. I didn't get to check it out. But
it's very cool,
it's
yeah.
Beautiful. 80 million men and women are impacted by weakened or thinning hair. Nutrafol can help. Nutrafol is a #1 dermatologist recommended supplement clinically shown to improve hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage. I'm going to tell you right now, I got Nutrafol sent to me, and then I sent it to my mom. My mom loves it. She's seeing a difference. She keeps asking for more, and she wouldn't do that unless she felt a difference. So I didn't need it. I love that she loves it. And listen, it's mom approved at this point. Recommended by over 3,000 top doctors, Nutrafol goes beyond genetics and targets the root cause of hair thinning: stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, aging, lifestyle, and metabolism. Thinning is different for men and women. Nutrafol offers multiple formulas to provide what each individual needs based on biology and age. Every formula is physician formulated using natural medical grade ingredients for reliable results. In clinical studies, 72% of men reported more scalp coverage, and 86% of women reported improved hair growth after 6 months. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support the show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering promo code FEATHER to save $10 off your first month's subscription. This offer is only available to U.S. customers for a limited time, plus free shipping on every order. Get $10 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code FEATHER. You've heard all about hot girl summer, but what about the men? Get ready for hot guy summer and level up with Manscaped. Manscaped is dedicated to upping your confidence and by giving you all the tools you need to be well groomed. I love Manscaped. I am a user. I think it's a great gift for the guy in your life. I think it's a great way to feel good about yourself when you're getting ready for the night and putting yourself together for date night. What a wonderful gift. What a wonderful thing to buy for yourself. You're buying yourself confidence. You're buying your partner confidence. You're buying the person you're giving them permission to take care of themselves maybe a little more than they would. The Performance Package 2.0 is a lifesaver. It includes the Essential Lawnmower 4.0, which is a waterproof cordless body hair trimmer. I have it. I use it. I love it. The Weed Whacker 2.0, perfect for grooming those ear and nose hairs. I have it. I use it. I love it. And some extra goodies for those crown jewels. I love the different creams that they have to take care of your body in a way I never would have thought of. Refresh your balls with Crop Reviver Ball Toner and the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant. While you're at it, deal with those toenails too with the Shears 2.0 nail kit to round out your grooming collection. To make this summer the best one yet, Manscaped has an awesome deal for the listeners. Get 20% off and free shipping with code JTrain at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code JTrain at manscaped.com. Trim your chesticles with the besticles. So everyone go follow Adrienne at Adrienne Iapalucci. Let's get to the lounge. You ready?
Let's do it.
Bratty Bride. Thank you for providing me with a safe space to voice my spoiled bratty grievances. My fiance and I got engaged in the summer of 2022. We are both in graduate school full-time for nurse anesthesia. I will graduate in May of 2024 and him a year later. Okay, so we are early on this stuff.
Yeah. I love that. I love how it's already starting, though.
The wedding stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy, actually. Yeah. Being the pusher that I am, I decided I couldn't wait for him to graduate, so the wedding date is September 2024. Okay, so not this September, the next September.
And she didn't want to wait for him to graduate.
Right.
So he's still got to worry about his exams.
Right.
While he's walking down the aisle.
Yeah, I got to get to bed early
I hope
tonight.
I pass this year.
My parents both agreed that we shouldn't wait almost 3 years to get married. They were also ever so kind in saving for this big day and agreed to front most of the costs. Seeing as my fiance and I are both very unemployed and drowning in debt, we must continually remind ourselves of the large salaries awaiting us. So yay, wedding...
They have to keep being like, we're going to make $250 grand in 5 years.
And with millions in debt.
Millions in debt.
So yay, wedding help. But here's my complaint. They practically handpicked the venue, which we love, but it's slightly more expensive than most and in a remote location that will make practically everything cost more. So now my parents are pumping the brakes as I attempt to plan and book vendors to ensure we actually have flowers and food at this wedding and not just a building with 200 hungry and thirsty friends and family members. Am I wrong for being annoyed that this money was offered to me? They passively dictated the venue, and now that they are seeing the true price of things, they may want to cut back. I feel too rude to complain about this to my friends, but I knew I wouldn't be judged here. Thanks. Sincerely, Champagne Taste on my parents' beer budget. What do you think? So
I think if they pick that expensive venue, they have to give them more money.
Right.
It's like either let me pick a cheaper place or you guys have to give me more money now.
It's the delusion that's the bothersome part. It's like, yeah, you guys want to do a nice thing, and then you go, well, here's the venue, and then you go, okay, so we're not eating Ritz crackers here. Like, we got to pass around hors d'oeuvres. We need a band. You pick the remote location. We got to get people out here. What did you think this was going to be?
It is almost like your parents being nice and putting a down payment on an apartment for you in Manhattan, and you're like, but I can't make the monthly payments.
Right.
It's kind of the same idea.
Right, and then you say to them, hey, can I get help with the monthly payments? And they're like, what?
Unless the parents are hoping that she won't be able to have stuff there, and then she will just be like, we're not getting married.
Right.
I just don't get.
I don't understand the thing is, I think what people do is they have an idea of what things cost.
Sure.
And then they come to reality of what the actual cost
Yes.
is. And they go, well, and they realize how deep they're in, and then they start cutting corners. And honestly, the best weddings are the ones that are filled out. Not the one, no one goes, love the venue if the food sucks.
Right.
No one goes, love the venue if there's no band.
Or if you have to pay for your own drinks. You ever go to a wedding and you have to pay for your own drinks?
Everything's ruined. I say this about comedy clubs. If there's no AC, the comedy show did not. I remember I did shows.
Riot. That's a riot situation.
It's a riot. Time to riot. No, but I've done shows where the AC breaks. And I go, you should cancel the show.
Absolutely.
There is nothing funnier than hot room.
Absolutely. It kills the whole show.
There is no wedding better than bad food. There's no wedding more fun than no band or DJ or good bad band, bad DJ. You know, the venue, I don't think I've ever really noticed a venue if food and music and people are good.
Sure, I agree.
So that's the thing. This woman, I totally agree with her. There's a pie chart. There's a pie chart here. And everyone has an amount of money. It doesn't matter how much the money is.
Right.
100 grand, 10 grand, it doesn't matter. That's the pie. Mm-hmm. Now you slice up the pie. I've been to weddings where part of the pie was what the groomsmen were wearing. Like you could tell there was a lot of money put into, let's all make the groomsmen match. And then there was one bar. You go, why don't you let them get their own suits and then we'll have two bars?
Yeah, I think she needs to talk to her parents.
If that, I would say to them, and you have to talk to them as if they're buying a car from you.
Right. Hey, be nice about it too, because
right.
They are spending all this money.
Can we talk about what the budget is for this wedding?
Right.
I know you guys wanted this venue, and maybe we've already kind of like gotten the date, but it's 2024. I mean, they got time.
Yeah, they got time.
It seems like you can back out of this venue. I would say to her, like, talk about numbers, not specifics.
Because now she's saying she doesn't know if she's going to have flowers.
Right.
Right?
And
food?
Right. Even the sign-off, champagne taste of my parents' beer budget. If you got a beer budget, I want a fun beer budget wedding.
Absolutely. It has to be fun.
And those exist.
For sure.
She's going to be and you were totally right with the apartments. House rich, cash poor. Mm-hmm. You know, if you got a huge house and you got empty rooms because you can't afford the furniture.
Get a cheaper place.
No.
I would definitely say something to her parents. You know what she should do? She'd have her fiance say something to her parents.
Oh, really? Then really start a war.
I mean, not start a war. If she really feels like she can't talk to her parents.
Right.
Maybe make him talk to them.
I would ask my parents. I would do this. I ask curiosity over judgment.
Okay.
So it's like, so what do you see for the menu? What would you like the menu to be? What would you like the band to be? Okay.
That's a good idea, yeah.
And then they go, well, we want to have pass around hors d'oeuvres, and we want to have a charcuterie,
right.
And we want a band, we want a 7-piece band, and you go, okay, well, here are the prices for that. What do you guys think? And they go, whoa, we can't even have that. And you go, well, why don't we take away from this venue, move it towards this? You know, now you can start.
No, what you have to do is they have to realize that the venue is too expensive on their own. So you have to do all of that, what you're saying, and then go to them and be like, so where do you think we can save money?
Right.
What can we change here? And it has to be almost their idea.
How do I
Scratch
get you
the fiance
into this
doing
church
that,
rec room?
Yes.
What am I gonna do?
How do I get you to this VFW?
What am I gonna do? Yeah, because that's the thing. VFW, there is a charm in the wedding at the VFW. There's no charm in the wedding at the Ritz-Carlton with no band.
Or with shitty food. Or like paying for your own drinks is garbage.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Here with Adrienne Iapalucci. At Adrienne Iapalucci on Instagram. Go follow. Luxury Lounge. My parents give me too much money.
She needs to get in touch with that first girl.
This family. Jared, Shelby, and Guest Feather. I come from a stereotypical upper middle class Jewish family, and I'm currently in a full funded grad program where I get a monthly stipend that's basically a minimum wage salary.
Oh my God, wow. I'm so jealous.
That is a great grad program.
I'm so jealous.
The city I live in is relatively inexpensive, but a minimum wage salary is still minimum wage. There are some months I'm a little short on bills, and I have to ask my parents to help me out a little bit. that makes, I mean, you're in a graduate program.
Sure.
You're still in that zone of like, I'm still in school. This all makes sense to me.
Yeah, of course.
Whenever I tell my parents how much I am short, they always send me over double what I asked for with the Venmo caption, have fun.
I love these parents.
Great parents.
Great. Love them. They could do nothing wrong in my eyes.
Also, no shame. There's no,
Yeah.
like, when you send with the Venmo caption, have fun, there's no, what is it getting spent on? They're sending you a fixed amount of money. This isn't like you using their credit card. It's different.
Yeah.
This isn't you taking money without acknowledging it. There's a,
well, it seems
take
like,
it, have fun, no judgment.
Yeah.
We want you to have it.
It also seems like they know she's not like abusing it and just spending
Right.
frivolously. So
They trust
they're
their
like,
child.
we know you're working hard. You're in grad school. You're struggling right now. Here, have fun. Don't worry about it.
I love the have fun caption.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about that. But the caption could have been, you're welcome, which is
Yes.
like, go fuck yourself. I hope you fucking pass away soon.
Yeah.
No. Have fun. These parents should live forever.
If my mom lends me $20, she will ask me when she's getting it back. Like these parents are amazing.
I hate that I even complaining about this, but I feel so guilty even asking for money. And my parents will always say, we're in a financial situation and want you to be able to enjoy your life outside of your grad school / research. You're researching shit. You're a hero. They should give you double money.
Of course.
Why are you feeling guilty?
That money's also going to go to her when they die.
Right.
You're just getting it a little early.
Right. And $1 today is always worth more than $1 tomorrow.
Exactly.
There aren't even strings attached with the money. And I always say I'll pay them back when I graduate and have a real job. And they say no.
Yeah.
I am so incredibly grateful, but can't stop the guilt I feel every time they send me extra money. Thank you for giving me somewhere to complain about this so I don't sound like a spoiled brat complaining that my parents give me money. I would say, I actually have an issue with the emailer.
You're upset with the emailer.
And listen, we're in the lounge. I'm happy they came here to complain. I'm happy that they are open and honest. Mm-hmm. That the guilt they feel. Here's what I would say to them. They need to stop saying they're going to pay their parents back.
Sure.
There's a point where it's like, enough. Like, even calling yourself a spoiled brat, I don't think you're a spoiled brat at all.
No, she just probably feels... This is what I would do. Every time
Right.
they give you money, I'd say once or twice a month, give a homeless person $1 or $2.
Right.
So that it's like you are giving back to other people whose parents did not give them money.
I do that. I mean, I've been over tipping baristas, and I don't think of baristas as homeless people, but I assume... Not yet. Soon to be. I assume most baristas aren't career baristas.
No.
And they're trying to do something else. In the same way that I believe that she is trying to do something else.
Yes.
So I think her parents are like, hey, take this extra dough, do with it what you may. It's going to you anyways at some point.
Right.
We have no need for the money.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel that way with, when it's like $1, $2, or $3 on the barista. I go $3.
Absolutely,
and I go,
if you can afford it, and obviously they can afford it, because if they couldn't
Right.
afford it, they would talk to her about it. So that's, I don't know. I think it's fine. And like you said, maybe... I think it's just her guilt saying that she's going to pay them back.
I know, but it's funny that like I hear this, and when she's like, thank you for letting me be, I don't want to be considered a spoiled brat. If anyone considered you a spoiled brat, I'd be like, it's more a judgment on them than it is
She doesn't
you.
sound like a spoiled brat
At all.
No.
Like, enjoy it, have fun, as your parents said. And here's the thing, I can tell that the parents are great. I can tell that she's great.
Yes.
Because when someone says have fun, you go, I don't even know how I could be having more fun than I'm having right now. You're appreciative. You're appreciative of your life. You're appreciative of where you stand. You're appreciative of the research you're doing, of where your career's going. Isn't that... I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Isn't that the most beautiful thing you can be in life? Is appreciative of what you have in life, that you're like... it's not like they gave you $400 and you're like, this isn't enough for a Rolex.
Right. I say just do well in school.
Right.
That's it.
Here's the other thing. Why don't you put it away and save for yourself?
Put it away and save it. Buy them a nicer Christmas gift. I don't know. Or
buy yourself a home that you live in the home that was helped to save by, put in a money market account, or put in some mutual funds. you know, when you put money away, there is a sense of like gratitude there where you're like, this is towards my future. Now I know that my family will be involved in whatever this purchase will become. The purchase will be more, you know, you will get more appreciation out of the purchase.
I like the idea of saving it and doing something like either nice for her future or nice for them or...
Right.
I said hey, Christmas gift, so I think she's Jewish.
Right.
Hanukkah
gift. Whatever she wants.
Whatever. I think honestly you were right. Like, stop saying you're going to pay them back. Just like, honestly, they want you to have fun. Go have fun with the money.
And maybe fun is putting it towards your future.
Yeah. Or going out and getting drunk and, you know, buying your friends that don't have money a drink. I don't know.
Tip the barista. JTrain podcast.
Tip the barista. Get an addiction.
Right.
Do something fun with the money.
Do some cocaine.
Cocaine is always really fun.
Absolutely. Get out one night.
And that's not free.
Do a little bag of coke. No. Can you imagine?
He's like,
no, go do some Molly. Get fucked up.
Now she's addicted, and the parents are like, hey, if you didn't spend this money on coke, I would need to give you extra money.
Right. Drops out of school. It was the luxury lounge told me to do this. We see her on the side of the street. You told me to do this.
But we also told you to save it, though.
Right. One or the other. Either save it or buy a bunch of drugs. Luxury lounge. Inconvenient windows of time for appointments. All the feathers, Jared, and guests. First of all, love your podcast. The highlight of my mornings. Now on to my complaint. I set up a pest control appointment for one of my work from home days this week so that they could spray inside and outside my home. The company is great, and I don't see any pests in between sprays, which I love. However, the windows of time for the appointments are ridiculous. My appointment was set for Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I have to be on alert for 8 hours for a 20-minute service. Okay, I live in a townhome with 3 stories and work out of the 3rd floor, so not only do I need to be on alert to hear the doorbell ring, but I also need to run down 2 flights of stairs so that I don't miss the pest control rep. I was planning on hitting the gym during my lunch hour, but it was already afternoon, and they had not shown up. I was frustrated because I didn't get my workout in, but also I had an important work meeting I needed to be on video for and was stressing out that they would show up during it. I finally called and asked for an ETA, and the rep said my house was set for a 2 p.m. appointment. What? So you're saying I could have gone to the gym earlier? An ETA text would be much appreciated so I could at least plan my day out. Why are these windows of time so large? Why can't we have set appointments? And if they know it's going to be be a late appointment, why don't they just state that initially or send an ETA update? I would rather get an ETA text every hour on the hour so I know how much time I have before they show up instead of just waiting around all day, not being able to use my headphones in case I miss the doorbell. Thanks for the safe space to air my complaint. I hope you and your esteemed guests can relate. What do you think, Adrienne?
I think it should be kind of like Grubhub where you order and then you could follow the tracking thing where you know it's getting close to your house. I do think having somebody wait home for 8 hours when you have a specific time is insane.
It's insane. We have the technology.
Absolutely.
This isn't us referencing technology in the Terminator movie, in Back to the Future. We are referencing technology that is here on Earth today. And it'll make everyone happier with their product. As they said, like we said with the comedy club with no AC.
Yes.
Nobody will ever be funnier than Hot Comedy Club.
No.
No pest control will ever do a better job than make me wait 8 hours at home.
That's crazy. It's what like they do when you get cable and shit. Or like, you know, internet, Wi-Fi or whatever. It's so annoying.
And we have the technology to have an app where you can see the truck on the screen.
Yep.
You can follow it through town. It can let you know and that's the thing. They can give you an 8-hour window if they tell you we'll be in touch every hour. We will let you know.
But that's even still annoying. Even when you order like groceries, right? It's still like a 2-hour window. Like, you know what I mean? 8 hours is crazy.
But if they said they were going to be there Friday at some point.
Yeah.
But we will let you know Friday morning what number you are on the delivery list.
Something like that, yes.
Something like that would be actually like better than what they're doing.
Yes, I agree.
You wake up in the morning with a text, hey, you're number 15. Appointments generally take 20 minutes.
Right, you're not there long.
We are starting at 8 a.m. All right. Then you get the calculator out, 15 times 20. Now you can go, all right, now my window's probably-ish. Now you can do your own window.
Yes, I agree. I think that's annoying to have to wait all day long for these people and not knowing when they're going to come.
They're operating in a 1995 fashion when we are living in a 2023 world.
That's true. I agree with that. I do think, though, she was complaining about going to the gym where she said she lives on the 3rd floor or whatever. She could have just gone up and down the stairs a bunch of times.
Right, just do some stairs.
When she's waiting for them.
What are you blaming us for your health issues? You got stairs?
That's not their problem, that part.
Right.
But waiting around all day for them is their fault.
That is the most... It is the most annoying thing when someone brings up, like, the most, like... I love what you... Isn't it the most annoying thing when you're like, man, I didn't even get to the gym today, and they're like, you can't walk up and down the stairs? And
well,
you're like...
she was already saying that it's a lot of work to have to go up and down those stairs. Just go up and down the stairs till they come.
I used to do stairs in college, and...
It's a good workout.
Oh, my God. I would be... But your knees...
Yeah, but she sounds young.
Yeah, she could do it. JTrain podcast.
It's also great to be like, I was going to go volunteer that day, and I couldn't do it because of that.
Thanks a lot, pest control.
I was going to go work. I was going to be at the domestic violence shelter and helping a woman that was beat.
Right.
Now I can't.
Look what you did to me.
Look what you did to this poor woman.
Thanks a lot. I guess I'll get the bugs out. It's, luxury lounge, screaming kids in the library.
The worst.
I mean, the library... Dear JTrain, feather, and all that jazz, I'm writing to you while currently trying to study for the MCAT in a public library. This is the 3rd time I've studied in this particular library, and I'm blown away by the number of kids running through the adult section screaming, either with their parents right next to them or completely unaccompanied. Was I the only one taught as a kid to shut the fuck up the second you entered the adult section? It's a Sunday afternoon, and there are at least a dozen people trying to work silently at the different tables, and these parents are just parading their screaming toddlers right by. I'm one wailing baby away from screaming, "Get your fucking kids out of here," in a cliche New York accent. All my love. Stressed and now thinking I'll stay child-free. What do you think, Adrienne?
Get your fucking kids out of the library.
Do you ever go to the library?
No.
Me neither.
I did when I was in college.
Right. Well, here's the thing. The library is literally the place you are supposed to be quiet.
Yes.
No other place on earth is it just known that you walk in, mouth shut. The idea, and here's what the problem is. The library, and it's been a bit since I've been to a library, but...
Yes, me too.
I will say, I can understand that the library is probably in some trouble. The internet probably destroyed the library. So the library probably had to find other ways to make itself important. Some of those other ways are to have like reading time for the kid, or playpen.
Yes.
Play with our computers. There's probably a lot of child activities at the library that weren't there years ago because they're just trying to keep the library relevant.
Sure.
That's the problem here, is that the library, a place that we trust for peace and quiet. The fact that they're like, don't they know the adult section? No. The whole library is the quiet section.
Yes, the entire library. I used to nanny kids, and I would take them to the library for like reading and stuff.
Right.
Even during that time, the kids had to shut the fuck up.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know why you're allowing your children to run all over the library.
It's these parents who have nothing to do with their kids. They don't know what to do with them. They have these, free hours during the days, and they're going... iPad. Right. Get out the iPad.
Get these kids on their fucking iPad. They're not going to be running around.
Right. Hook them up to the...
Hook them. I don't give... Whatever you need to do. A little Benadryl and an iPad. Never hurt anybody.
And a little bit of whiskey.
Yeah, that's what you'd rub on kids' gums when they were like teething.
I give them a shot. That's...
Absolutely, that would drive me insane. And this lady's like, or man, is studying for the MCAT, so it's like something that you need quiet. You know what I mean?
The fact that you even have to ask for quiet at the library is crazy.
Yeah.
The fact that if you're at the library, there should be one old woman who looks like she should be on the Golden Girls, walking around just shushing. That's all she does. Where is scary library woman? Where is that woman gone?
I don't know.
Where you should walk in a library and they should be literally on one of those
scooters.
What
Shushing everyone.
is it called? The one what's the scooter that?
I know what you're thinking. I can't think
where
of the name.
Where they lean forward.
The problem is all these old people now are on these dating sites like hooking up. So they're just not at the library telling people shut the fuck up. That's a
We've
real
lost
problem.
We've lost
the old people
to fucking.
They're fucking.
That's what they're doing.
They're fucking. They're not in the library.
The old people are too busy fucking to go to the library and shush people.
They're too busy getting fucked to go to the library.
Back in my day, old people used to hang out at the library and shush young kids.
That's right. Your husband died and you were a widow for the rest of your life.
And you
I'm not even talking
spent your day.
I'm talking over it.
Well, no, that's what we need to bring back. Old shushy woman.
I don't know if we can.
She's too busy getting.
She's too busy getting. She's getting digged down. She's getting her pussy eaten. Imagine being
someone's gumming on her pussy.
You go to bingo and you're just talking about the guy that ate your pussy for like an hour.
I thought Ronald died down there.
Yes,
which isn't like most. He either fell asleep eating me out, or he died.
He had a heart attack. I didn't even know.
I met him on our time, and he was a nice, spry old man. And then the minute he went down on me, he just died.
What this lady can do is go tell whoever's in charge of the library that these kids need to shut up.
Right. Well, that's what's so annoying is like. Your breath shouldn't be wasted on people need to shut up when you're at the library. You kind of assume it is built into the library that people are being shushed.
Yeah, but people do whatever they want.
Frustrating. Yeah, well, now it's a fucking McDonald's playpen because they got to keep up with the internet.
Yeah, they're one step away from being Starbucks.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Here with Adrienne Iapalucci. At Adrienne Iapalucci on Instagram. Go follow. Sacramento, Montreal. Taping her special in Austin, Texas. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw.
Luxury Lounge. Instructions with photos only. Jared. I'm 8 months pregnant and finally bought the stroller I've been eyeing all these months. I tested it out in person. It was great. No complaints. How do you test it out with no baby?
I guess you go to the place and just wheel it around the store.
Bring a watermelon.
I think you just are like, let's see how good. Also, I love that she's pregnant, so she's eyeing that. Like, You know when you eye other stuff when you're not pregnant, but that's hilarious.
Right. I've been eyeing this Dior sunglasses, and you're like, no, now I'm eyeing life comes at you fast.
And now you're like, let's get this luxury stroller.
Right. I opened the instruction manual for setup, and it's all in photos. Where did the words go? Did they run out of ink? I'm sitting here crouched on the floor, acid reflux, all trying to set this thing up, pressing buttons I hope are locked so that the wheel doesn't fall off. See, picture attached. Some words along the lines of press this button to insert wheel. You'll know it's secured if it looks like this. And then add in the photo would have been great. Would love to hear your thoughts. I totally agree. This is going to make me sound xenophobic, but the reason they're doing this is they don't want to put all the languages.
Oh, that's probably true, yeah.
Right, so they're like, they don't want to waste ink. They don't want to waste time. They want to just show you pictures that could work in China, in India, in Sweden, in America, in Mexico, and not have to deal with... But I think this is a safety issue, as they say.
Yeah, and then they also still have to write, like, if this is locked... Right, didn't she say they're having a little bit of words?
No, she's
no
saying
words
this
at
would
all.
be nice if there were words.
Oh, gotcha.
Now they're making this future single mother who's putting together her own stroller.
Also, the guy that knocked her up should be doing this for her.
Where is the man?
I know you can't really say that anymore because she's probably a strong woman that got jizz off the internet.
Well, listen, I think the moment you're looking at the pictures, not sure how to put together the stroller, is the moment you're going, fuck this dude. Like, you're so mad at him.
I would say...
he's out on Tinder looking for old women to go down on.
Oh, I would say this is
on our time.
This sounds like a TaskRabbit thing.
Call the TaskRabbit, then propose to marry him.
or just go on Tinder with your old pictures before you were pregnant. Have a guy come over and be like, I really need you to put this together for me.
And then he comes and he's like, what the fuck happened? It's like, listen.
One of us has to do this or my kid's going to fall on the floor.
Right.
I would say I'd get I would be upset and use a competitor's product.
Return it. I totally agree. Sometimes you look at these pictures and you're like, here's the thing that's really annoying about this. When they have the pictures and no words, they're basically saying, it's easy. They're
Yes.
going, a child could do it. A child could look at these pictures and get it. What? You don't understand our pictures? You don't know picture books? What are you, an idiot? Like, I think that's that's because you feel dumber. You're like, oh,
of course.
They thought this was so easy. There's no words necessary.
But they know it's not that easy.
Right.
They're
That's
just
the problem.
They're just hoping that you're gonna somehow try 100 different ways until it works.
They're hoping that you don't have the confidence to say back to them, hey, I'm suing you because there's no words on your Pictionary thing to put this stroller together.
I understand her complaint. What you can do, and you shouldn't have to do, but as an option, you can Google it on like YouTube or something. But you shouldn't have to do that, though. That should already be in there. So if you're going to...
A single mother on YouTube.
A single mom on YouTube, I would then... hopefully you got it on Amazon.
How could they do this to her?
She should keep the product once she figures out how to use it and get a cheaper stroller and then just return it in there.
JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Here with Adrienne Iapalucci. Go follow. Luxury Lounge child-proof caps are ruining my life. Jared, feather, love everything you do. I'll get right to it. I'm currently suffering from a head cold, and one of the only things that brings me relief is a nasal decongestion spray. I bought Afrin at Dwayne Reed. I'm a big Afrin user. You ever use nose spray? I'm like an addict.
I was an addict. I was
Really?
addicted to Afrin for years, and I couldn't breathe, and I had to get off of it. It is
Why do I remember us talking about this before?
because it was a long journey for me.
Really?
Yes.
How
There was
long?
about 3 years where I used it every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Wow. I mean, I'm lucky enough to get off of it.
I'm off of it now, but
When I get
it was
sick,
a rough...
though, I need it.
I won't even use it because I know I won't be able to get off of it.
Really?
I was on it for so long, and I would go to the doctor, and he would just be like, you have to just not use it. And then at night, you're like, I can't breathe. So you're just staying up for 2-3 days in a row.
Yeah. No. That's. I mean, I randomly started getting allergies. Where
Me too, as I got older.
Right, and I'd never been allergic to anything in my life, but I started getting the itchy throat, sneezing,
Post-nasal
over.
drip.
Yes,
All of it.
And I mean, if I didn't have Afrin, and it doesn't even help that much when it's. Allergies are different than sickness.
Yeah.
Allergies, you walk into another cloud and it
starts all over again.
Right.
What I had, because I also had to use like the neti pot, but I couldn't use it because I was so stuffed up. I was like in this fucking catch 2020 or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
That's so I eventually had to go on like steroids to like bring the swelling down so I could go off of it and then like use the neti pot. It was a friggin' nightmare.
Hey, this person writes, side luxury lounge complaint, they now have the soda fridge locked and you need to buzz over a worker with a key and they never come by. What the fuck? That's crazy that the soda fridge is locked.
Everything is locked up at CVS. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, at this point, they're giving up to the internet. Amazon has won. And the child lock live. So I appreciate the side complaint, but like it doesn't really help with the through line of this actual complaint. The child lid was impossible to get off. I even had my boyfriend try to push down and twist and nothing.
Yep.
I ended up breaking it, and now I have none before bed. I'm seething. Now I know these are for children and have a purpose, but seriously, why make it so hard for adults to open? Am I the only one struggling to even use these overpriced medicine bottles? Maybe it's me.
No, that's happened to me too, where I couldn't open it either.
Right.
And now you're home and you're all stuffed up and you do have to break it. It's kind of like, do you remember there was that ice cream that like you couldn't open it? Oh, what the hell is it? I forget the name of it now, but like years ago, like I would have to go online. Everyone was complaining that they couldn't open this ice cream thing. You had to literally break it.
Here's the thing about, especially with a specialty top, when it comes to nose spray, you need to be able to like, it's not just like, a peanut butter jar. Peanut butter jar, if you broke it open, you'd still be able to use the contents of you'd still be able to get the peanut butter. If you break open nasal spray,
now everything's getting in it.
There's no, you can't inject that up your nose.
No.
You can't pour it in your nose. You need the spray. I have this issue in the bathroom. I have soap, and it's a push down top that squirts it out. The push down won't pop up. So I'm fucked. The whole thing is gone.
I know. But it's like, why is it harder to open than Clorox? Do you know what I mean? Like Clorox is something if a kid ingests is gonna die.
Yeah.
If a kid can open up this Afrin thing, they're not gonna die. They shouldn't be using it, but why does it have to be a child lock on it?
Also, what child has the ability to open it up?
They have to push it down and turn it at the same time.
And then from there know to put it up their nose and go.
That's so many steps.
There's a lot of steps that get it that are far and away from them ingesting it. But I guess that they could swallow the contents. But I mean, how determined is this kid?
But there's so many things that aren't childproof that are bad for them.
Right. That's like
they could eat your deodorant.
Right.
They could literally do anything.
And I mean, also the frustration of having your nose clogged,
and then and it's like $20.
Open it, yeah.
You spend $20, you get it home, and now you can't fucking open it.
I mean, and then you're not sleeping.
Then you're not sleeping. So then, if you have work or something the next day, now that whole day, now everyone in that office is paying for that.
I mean, I felt the worst I feel is for the husband.
Oh yeah,
he's got to sleep next to this monster.
That's a couch. You're going on the couch.
JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Here with Adrienne Iapalucci. Luxury Lounge. My mom is in better shape than me. Jared, thanks for creating the outlet of my random problems that nobody cares about. My complaint is that my mom is in way better shape than me. For reference, she's 51 and I'm 25. So my mom is in the last 5-ish years started getting ready. So my mom in the last 5-ish years started getting really into doing triathlons and marathons. She's always been healthy and active, but it's become drastic. Currently, my mom is training for an Ironman, 2.4-mile swim, 112-mile bike, 26.2-mile run. That is, whenever someone says Ironman, I guess I never put it into the numbers.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I would say start hanging out with your dad. Hopefully he's in more shape.
Right.
Don't hang out with your mom too often.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to hang out with anyone that does stuff like that. If you do an Ironman, I don't think we connect on anything.
Well, it just seems like her mom probably has a lot of time to also do all this stuff.
She's already done a few half Ironman races, but now she's really going for it. This means she's training 2 to 3 hours a day now. And it will be 4 to 6 when the training ramps up. Ramps up?
That's crazy.
Now for my stats. I swam competitively growing up, and I have run a few half marathons recently. Because of this, I work out with her when I go home to visit, but now she's running and swimming way faster than me, and I hate it. Also, an Ironman takes over your life, and I'm not that intense about working out. I do it like 5 times a week. That's pretty intense.
That's pretty intense, but I think her mom is exercising like 3 hours a day.
When she says 4 to 6 hours a day...
That's like more than The Rock.
Right. And also, what's it all for? Like, I guess she's retired. Maybe she's older.
She has a lot of time.
I want to... But I work out 5 times a week, but I don't always want to do that when I'm home. I want to lay on the couch and have someone else make me dinner. But I get guilted into working out with her because it's now how we spend time together. That's how it ends?
I think... I don't know.
I mean... They could have spent more time on this email.
Well, you could tell she doesn't like doing stuff for that long. She's too tired.
All this working out. What do you think?
I mean, her mom probably only has another couple of years of looking good. So she has
looking
that.
Good. I mean, this is... I don't think anyone who runs a triathlon or does an Ironman looks good. I don't think they...
The shit's going to fall apart soon. Her knee's going to go out.
I mean...
She only has a couple of years of doing this.
Here's the problem. Anytime you rest, you are seen as weak.
Sure.
This house has to be a nightmare to hang out in. Hey, do we have any chips? No, we have Goop. We have energy bars. Like, everything sucks at this house.
Yeah, and
nothing is comfortable. Hey, you want to watch TV? How long have you been on that couch?
Right. So who knows?
Ran a half marathon.
Who knows if her mom is like that, where she's like, not only am I going to be doing this, I also want you to do this too.
I don't think there's a way of avoiding that when you're
when
you're training 2 to 3 hours a day and then 4 to 6 hours when it ramps up. Like how many? Like, I just went home and hung out with my parents. As far as true hang out together time, we did about 2 hours.
That's it.
Yeah.
What were they doing?
In the morning, they go play golf. I go work out. We go do our own thing.
But they're not training for a triathlon.
No, they're training for an eat-a-thon. I think they're...
Yes, most people are working out to eat a lot.
Right.
She's working out to, like, do this crazy thing.
Right. And then it's like, even in the... That's the problem. You're right. even when you do get to hang out, what are you going to do? Eat raisins?
It's not fun.
Not
No one wants
fun.
to eat
You're not
raisins.
having Chinese food. You're not sitting there having a couple drinks.
I feel like I need a little bit more information.
I don't need any more information to never go to that house.
Well, it seems like she doesn't live there. So
but that's the time you go to visit your family. You go, chill,
let me relax.
Relax. Maybe we'll have a drink together.
But I guess not. None of that's happening.
Muscle milk and water.
The mom is compensating for something else going on.
Oh, the mom's lost her mind.
She's insane.
Tell your dad to fuck your mom.
Tell your dad to eat your mom out for hours.
That's the only way.
She can't run.
Right.
Have her legs up all day so she can't run around.
Right. Let her do a. This is
she's probably single. It sounds like something a single woman would do. Work out for that long.
Put all the energy into biking. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. You got time for one more?
Sure.
Everyone go follow Adrienne at Adrienne Iapalucci. So funny. Luxury Lounge. Crisp Dictator.
Chris Dictator?
This one's crazy.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Shelby just said this one's crazy, and it takes a lot.
Shelby's not even looked at us the whole time.
No. Literally doing a whole nother job this whole time.
Shelby's very disinterested.
No, he hates this whole podcast. It's crazy. Jared, an esteemed guest. Love you and all that you do, Feather. I write to you with a luxury lounge complaint about ridiculous cafe policies.
Okay.
I go once or twice a day to get coffee from a cafe on the same street as my work. I work in a hospital and I am chronically tired. Never had a bad experience. The other day, my colleagues and I went there for lunch. A group of 20. That's a large group.
That's a lot of people for a cafe.
Yeah. I imagined a couple tables outside. 20.
20 is a lot.
Also, I don't want to have lunch with 20 people at work.
No.
I want to have lunch alone while on my phone, chilling.
Yeah, 20 people is a lot.
That doesn't matter? Okay, we're getting...
It doesn't matter. Shelby's like, he's like, keep going.
Yeah, okay. I didn't realize we were going to go, so I already had a sandwich and crisps with me. Okay, I guess this is an abroad emailer. Crisps are chips.
Okay.
Chips are fries, right?
Okay, so she had french fries in her pocket.
No, crisps. She had a bag of chips.
Oh, okay, sorry.
As I listen, I at this point I'll be fully versed in these words. As soon as I entered, one of the staff said, "You're not allowed to eat that sandwich here without so much as say hello." So I bought a coffee and lunch along with everyone else, spending around 15 pounds.
Okay.
I then suddenly ate some of my own crisps with my lunch. So
she broke the rule. She broke the rule.
Her own chips. In my defense, they did not have crisps on the menu, and I like the juxtaposition of the crunch of a crisp with my lunch. Okay,
I'm with her.
I'm with her.
I'm with her.
You don't have to justify liking chips with your lunch.
I get it, though. She brought them. She wanted to have them on her sandwich.
My grandmother also died the day before, so I was comfort eating. I just love...
How come she was at work right away?
Well, yeah, she should have taken the day off. But I just love how everyone feels the need, no matter how much they want something, they have to make sure they got that morality.
What you were talking about.
Right. Your grandmother doesn't have to die for you to want chips with your sandwich.
Yeah, you could just want the chips with your sandwich. Right.
But I apologize for the death in your family.
I think, yeah, me
Hopefully
too.
Hopefully someone was eating your grandmother's pussy that she met on
And that's how she died.
That's how she died.
Why is this lady at work right away, though? That's my thing.
Right, take a day. The staff member came up to me and warned me that due to contamination issues, I was not allowed to eat crisps. Again, they went up Moral Mountain. They used the word contamination to scare you away. This was ridiculous. There is no contamination from a sealed pack of crisps with no allergens, and we were sitting away from the other customers in the garden. Again,
you're outside too, I think, right? In the garden?
Not necessary information, but okay. I saw her talking on the phone in the restaurant, and I kept eating the crisps.
She's a real lawbreaker.
Right. When I left, she told me she'd spoken to the manager of the chain of cafes, and that if I was caught eating something from outside the cafe again, I would be blacklisted from their chain. She refused to show me the policy for this. Since then...
I love that she has to see the policy.
Let me see.
That's amazing. I love that. Where is this
written?
I love this lady.
Since then, they have put up signs everywhere reminding people not to eat their own food. The next day, stay 6 feet away.
This is so crazy.
Sometimes I go to a cafe just to buy a coffee and work the whole day. That day I brought 20 colleagues. We all spent 15 pounds. So I don't understand the financial logic behind this personal attack. Since that day, we have boycotted the cafe and I have weaned myself off of coffee.
Riot.
That's right.
This seems like they actually did a good thing for her.
They got her off of coffee.
She's off of coffee.
Right.
I mean, she's going to fall asleep in this hospital.
I love the coffee as far as the experience of getting away from
Of
work,
course.
from being able to sit and chill and relax your mind. This is insanity. This is someone on a power trip.
Yeah.
This is the person at the cafe wants to tell you what to do. You were like, this is a stupid thing. I'm just eating my crisp.
Yeah, and she already bought a dumb sandwich from them.
You need to have one final hurrah. You need to have one final, I'll never come here again. You walk in with literally a pasta dish. You go with a bowl of raviolis.
Well, she has to have it on the side. She has to order a coffee and then sit down, and her 20 colleagues are all eating takeout Chinese food.
Everyone at once.
Everyone at once.
Right. All at once, out of your backpacks, you pull out the takeout Chinese food, you put it on the table, and you just watch this person explode.
Watch them lose their mind.
Right. And then you'll go out in a blaze of glory. That's the move. Because it's not even about this. It's not that you wanted to, skirt the rules. It's just one time, one specific day in your life. Your grandmother just passed away. You got some crisps in your pocket. You're like, let me just eat these with the sandwich because I like a little crunch with my sandwich. And this person took it to a level that was unnecessary. That's the big problem. They could have said, hey, and I don't like when people do this, but I get it. Hey, I know you're eating the crisps. Just know that next time... You can't bring other food. Just let you know.
Also, I do wonder if it was the person that owns this cafe or somebody that is just like a high schooler working there. Right. I've never in my life enforced anything for a place I don't care about.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like something like that, I could give a shit less about.
And then that's when it becomes personal. It's a power trip.
Right. Because
I've been given this little tiny amount of power, and then when I can wield it, I will really wield it.
Yes, they're like those people that like if you're at your job and they see you taking like a cigarette break or something, they'll go and tell the manager. Like, who needs that person?
No.
That's that type of person doing that.
Right. And it's a power trippy thing. I got you. And to walk in the next day and see signs everywhere, your face on the wall with a big circle.
I thought they were going to put her
it.
face on there like she stole from 7-Eleven.
Right.
Here's those signs where they have your face.
Here's what you got to do. You and the 20 people get together. You all get Chinese food. You pull it. You go in with backpacks on. You sit down. You all eat. Everyone gets a coffee. You pull out the food. Let's watch this person's day get ruined.
Maybe even pull out a big canister of coffee and give it to everyone. Now they're all drinking their own coffee.
Start pouring people their drinks.
A little tea party.
And then go down on someone's grandmother's pussy in the middle.
Go
of the
down on somebody's grandmother's pussy. Well, listen, these grandmas need to get back in the libraries. They need to be back in the libraries shushing people, but they're out getting their box munched.
Is this outside food as you're going down?
Can I go down on this lady?
Right.
That is outside.
It's
contaminating it, I think.
Adrienne Iapalucci, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Guys,
go follow Adrienne at Adrienne
guys,
Iapalucci.
when in doubt, start a riot.
That's right. That's the t-shirt.
You deserve it.
I'm Jared Freid. We're here every Thursday in the lounge. We'll be back next week. Boom.